Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again, another reaction for you guys. Today, guys, of course, you continue the journey of X-Men 97. This is Season 1, Episode 6 of the show, and I'm avoiding the title. I haven't seen the title, I'm not looking at it, I don't want to know. I am just still blown away by Episode 5 of X-Men 97. I'm still in shock by what they actually pulled off, because it was set up to be just a pretty good episode until the last, 10-ish minutes or so, and then everything went to shit. And it's presumed Magneto is dead, and it is obvious as hell that Gambit is dead as well. Because there's questions about this gigantic, behemoth, kaiju-size level Sentinel that showed up pretty much out of nowhere. We're assuming it's from the future, because Cable was there as well at one point. The idea is that maybe he went back in time as well, realizing it was being sent back in time. I think that's what's going on here. We're not sure yet, though. But the beam, the green beam coming out of one of its faces or whatever, that was just obliterating mutants. People are wondering, is that actually killing them or transporting them somewhere? That's a theory, so I don't know. But it is obvious that Gambit is dead. Don't know if they're going to reverse it. I hope they do. But if they stick with it and say, look, these are the stakes, this is permanent, this is going to happen, things can't just be magically changed just because of time stuff or, time travel and all that stuff because of Cable and everything. There's a lot of people theorizing how Cable could be involved or Bishop or whatever. I don't know. If they stick with it, hey, round of applause to them because they're sticking to their guns and sticking with decisions. But my God, what a brutal episode. What a brutal, insane episode. Us fans of the X-Men 90 series were not prepared for how serious and how insane the show was going to be, because we just thought, it's going to be a return to the 90s show. It's going to be some nostalgia, some fun, some good storytelling. We weren't prepared for how hard and how heavy the show was going to be in terms of how it was not going to fuck around. It kept going and going and going and not afraid to make decisions that will permanently just change everything about the show moving forward. And so this is not just them just, it's just a throwback, No, this is, we're taking this very seriously. You're still getting the nostalgia. You're still getting this. You're still getting this because of the X-Men 90s tie-in and the fact that it's a continuation. But we're also not going to be just sugarcoating it. We're actually going to give you a real story. So I really appreciate that so much because, my God, what a heavy episode. And all the episodes before have been great as well in their own right. So it's been knocking out of the park. So anyways, guys, let's dive in. Episode 6, let's go. Oh, he's in the opening. I also noticed Gambit and Magneto were missing from the intro. Oh my God, what? Oh shit. Okay.
Surrender? No, just perish.
Oh my God, dude. Holy shit. Wow, dude. This is crazy.
Ronan-Dear.
Ronan-Dear.
The Supreme Intelligence has fled.
Greetings, Shi'ar. 1 year ago, we offered the skills of our mighty healers to a Terran man on the verge of death. This man helped spare the entire universe from the madness of my brother D'Ken. This man has unlocked the secrets to my heart. So I, Empress Lilandra, stand before this High Council, Professor Charles Xavier.
What? Okay, wait, what?
I pray our act of performative jingoism erased any concerns over my heritage. Perhaps an empress could even spend a portion of her time ruling the galaxy from my little corner of it.
My handsome emperor has much to learn about masking his manipulations. You should message them. Use a hologram.
Yeah. Talk to them.
Invite them to the wedding. You've earned a life of your own, Charles, and I need you.
But he needs to go
Once
back.
We crush the Kree, an educator such as you can teach them our ways. I pretend to be perfect, as my subjects would never love the woman beneath the armor.
Nice transition. Okay.
You must drink. He was trying to help me.
A tawdry romance of guilt and shame.
Once the venom reaches his heart,
Leave him. Don't play martyr.
All lives deserve saving, even his.
Oh.
But there is no pill for my poison.
Pill for...
Let
Ooh.
him die. Look the other way. I do not fear death. I have wondered what it would be like to be human. It is a tempting daydream. Look at your family.
Oh, shit.
Follow. I was wrong. Forge didn't rob your gifts. You had already renounced them.
Oh. Whoa. Oh, or maybe it is that simple? I don't think so.
Your man speaks as if I am your pet. Not an entirely displeasing thought.
Hush now, beloved. You may bark later.
I have known you since you were but a hatchling, and wish only for your happiness. But given our war with the Kree, some yearn for the stable comfort of what is familiar.
Your consort was born on the wrong side of the stars. He is Terran. A union with the Terran would bind the Shi'ar into alliance with his inferior homeworld.
I respect you speaking the quiet part out loud, Deathbird.
Xavier would see his Milky Way ghetto become our new throne
Wow.
world.
You are twisting my words.
To ensure we are protected from your Terran
I'm liking where this is going.
you must renounce Earth
Wow.
and erase all memory of your life there. Charles Xavier must purge all memories of Earth, and you, dear sister, must be the one to do it.
Much like your myth, what is united if one half must be erased for the sake of the whole?
Idealism
Fair point.
is also a sign of insanity.
You've made your decision then.
Forgive me. I do so love to think.
Why not let go? Start anew.
If you refuse, they won't let us be together.
You saved my life. Gave me a home, a new future. Your devotion is beyond measure.
I heard the adversary telling you to let me die.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm so sorry, Aurora.
I told a friend, my sister, that I often wondered about being
You
human.
did say that.
I confessed this as if to console her. The cactus grows in
Yeah, let's get it.
darkness.
Come on.
Where?
Do you stand in our circle to complete the rite of M. Dasha
I do.
and of your X-Men? Do you renounce your X-Men?
Shit. Shit.
He hesitates. This Xavier is not even a pure Terran, a lower caste, a mutant.
Oh. Oh, shit.
Hear me. Class is now in session.
What is this? What have you done?
Well,
Creator, please raise your hand if you have a question. Pay attention.
pay attention.
Time for today's
This is cool. Ooh. Oh, shit.
You had to be the bigger woman. Fear poached in self-loathing. War. The high road storm. Pancaked by the pressure of existence.
Pancaked?
How unfair.
The executioner's neutralizer was not the only weapon tamping down my gifts.
Believe the lie. Deny your power. Play dead.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So let them thunder, for I am lightning.
Yes. Yes. Dude, this is so fucking cool. Oh my god. What? Oh shit, what? Look at this. That is fucking awesome. You can't throw the horses, but oh my god. Dude. She's back. I love it. I love it so much.
Genosha
Wow.
to return to their home countries. This, as rumors swirl that Genosha is the opening salvo and...
Raise your hand. The power of your empire is in truth a harvest of stolen worlds. Younger cultures, the Shi'ar Empire is a snake oil racket.
What?
Even
Wow.
you Terrans claim might is right.
Who made up these silly rules?
We did, beloved. Playing make-believe.
We mustn't forget that the universe is very old, and all of us very young. No!
Ooh.
Freaking war!
Shit.
Love! Oh, my children of the atom, destroyed! While I cowered in the cosmos, the unthinkable has happened.
Charles, if you leave, you will prove my sister right about your kind.
It is time I return to my X-Men.
Okay, good. And it ends there. Fuck. Okay. Oh, I thought it ended there. Never mind.
I did what you asked. I gave you my DNA to access Master Mold.
Don't take all the blame, Oliver. And don't
What?
fret the future. Why, Genosha was merely the beginning of a prologue.
Okay. Holy crap. I thought the episode was over. No, it wasn't. No, it was not. Holy crap. Okay. So Sinister, he's behind the Master Mold, the freaking kaiju-sized Master Mold, the three-headed thing for Genosha, so it wasn't time travel. Interesting. Mr. Sinister's like, because he was already involved in the major reveal that, of course, we have the Goblin Queen, aka the other Jean Grey, involved in everything, and he was tied into all that, and who knows when Jean and the other Jean switched and everything. There's no telling for sure. Was around the Phoenix stuff. There's multiple places where it could have occurred during the 90s original run, but still, he's involved in this. Like, okay, so wow, okay, interesting. He stole Jean and then copied Jean into a clone, perfect copy or whatever, and now he's the one who attacked Genosha. Like, I think there was a lot of theories of who it could be, but I think Sinister was one of them, but people weren't sure, like, exactly, because a lot of us thought that the Sentinel was sent back in time, and that's how Cable was there and everything, or whatever, or it could have made sense, but still. Okay, so Sinister's the one doing it. So we have two storylines going on here. We have the continuation of Storm, and the reveal that Professor X is still alive, and he is far away to the Shi'ar Empire. And it's revealed that his life was saved, and he's gonna be married and everything. And of course, he fell in love with, I forget her name off the top of my head. Sorry, it's like there's a lot of things we're trying to keep up with in this episode. But we've seen her, of course, in the 90s animated series and everything, and there was a connection there and everything. I remember it was like a specific thing they did with Professor X. He's alive, so he didn't die. The assumption is he's dead. He is not dead. And I was thinking, like, is he really dead, though? Like, I know that's how the original show ended, but is he really dead? He's not. He's alive. And at the end of the episode, as I expected, because we're cutting back and forth, and they did some pretty good transitions from the Storm continuation arc with the adversary and everything, and then cutting back to his storyline and all that. They did a pretty good job of showing those transitions. So he is going back to the X-Men because he has a vision as he's giving them a lesson, because that's really cool. It's like, see, like a school kind of room he built up or whatever with the desk. He has a chalkboard. He has them sitting at desk and everything. It's a funny little visual. But then he sees Gambit, and then Gambit's dead. And then I guess this vision is kind of triggering to him something has gone terribly wrong, which is true, because Storm also finds out in this episode what happened on Genosha, because she had no idea what was happening until this episode, which we'll get to the Storm stuff. We'll get to the Storm arc in a minute. But the Professor X stuff, it's so strange because we're trying to, like, understand what's happening here. And so he was given a second chance, and she's saying to him, why not just give up? Like, why not just give it all up? Like, that was your life. You could start anew. Like, why? And then when they're at this, like, whole thing where she's like, trying to alter his mind. Are you willing to do this? Are you willing to do this? Are you willing to forget and, don't remember your X-Men anymore? He's hesitating. Because that's all he pretty much was building up. Also, he made a point as he's saying like the skull of Gambit, the children of the atom, like he even referenced that as a line, children of the atom. Like that's very interesting because that's a phrase you hear in the X-Men lore and the X-Men comics, but I don't think I've ever heard it ever being said before in animation or any other form otherwise outside of comics. Children of the atom, very interesting. But he was hesitating, and then he was trying to teach the Shi'ar Empire, like, you know, he's teaching of them, including Gladiator, which was cool to see Gladiator and those characters, like seeing them return and thinking, and Ronan the Accuser, like just really cool to see all this. And for him to try to explain, this is how your empire has been built, and you were like, you know, stopping all of these other potential empires to rise, because you were like basically getting them at their kind of growth in their kind of I say humanity, but their growth in terms of like, you know, life on their planet, and then you cut it off before it could rival yours. And even if they do, you cut them at the knee, saying you could help them, but they're falling for you. And so he was really doing a good job at that, because he was like, I know what I can do to try to fix this, because they're all having different opinions, they're all like kind of viewing things for different perspectives, and he's like, I can use my telepathic abilities and actually try to teach you all to the point that the way you're thinking and the way you're going about running your empire is not the way to do it, and it's pretty much putting you guys above everybody else and all that, or at least that's the implication. But he ultimately needs to go back, and that's what he's choosing. So, and it's so cool to see Professor X, and it was like kind of jarring. I'm like, is this really Professor X? Like they're saying it is, but is it really? Because it could be another trick, because we've seen what Mr. Sinister has done. What if this is just a trick or a ploy? Like this, it really isn't Professor X, but apparently it is really him. That's what they're telling us. We'll see if that changes later. So yeah, real fast for the Storm stuff. The intro, they removed Gambit and Magneto. I almost said Magnus because that's what Professor X is, Magnus. But Magneto and Gambit are gone from the intro. But Nightcrawler's included. He wasn't in the episode, but he is included now in the intro. Interesting. And they added more new stuff in the intro every single time. Like that's what I really like about the intro as well. They always add something new in the intro somewhere visually, and normally it ties in, or it may tie in to something later. So the Storm arc, the adversary is still there and kind of mocking and going after Storm, and the poison from the bite the adversary bit onto Forge is now spreading, and now she knows where to go, and he goes with her to find this like cactus kind of plant that grows in the dark. And they somehow send the adversary away before they actually go on this adventure. And I'm thinking it isn't going to work, because I'm like, it's too obvious. But it actually does work for a time. It actually sends the adversary away, using like a spell book. And the designs and everything, and using the spells, very reminiscent of Doctor Strange. And I think that was the point. It's magic, so it makes sense. And so when they actually get to like this mine, and then she goes crawling, because in the whole adversary thing, it hates closed spaces, claustrophobic. And the adversary says a line that's very interesting, I think, was really, because there's a lot of really interesting lines from the adversary in general, and the voice sounds like Storm, and I think that's the whole point. It sounds like Storm, and essentially talking to herself. But the adversary says, you're not afraid of dying. That's not it. You're afraid of living. And it's something like that. You're not afraid of dying. You're afraid of living. So that, I thought, was like, I think you're right, I think. But, and then also they referenced multiple times that she had said in the same episode she lost her powers, that you always wondered what it would be like to be human. And then when she brought it up herself to Forge, she said, I said that, and the reason why is because I was tired, because of the fact that every time I used my abilities, it just brought more hate. It created more hate against my own kind when I used my powers. So she, at that moment, had this like kind of thinking that even when I was using my powers being Storm, it was actually just making things worse for mutants as a whole, because I was feared and people were afraid of me. So, interesting. Now, of course, she's in the very claustrophobic, stuck place. Here comes the adversary closing in, and then her powers return in a glorious, visually amazing looking piece that is so awesome. And on top of that, probably the biggest thing, besides the fact that she was going to get her powers back. Of course, we knew this was going to happen. And I'm glad they made us wait, because it happened in episode 2. Imagine if episode 4, we got her powers back. It wouldn't be as impactful as in episode 6, so we had more time. Plus, we had other shit going on, like the whole thing on Genosha. Like, we had a lot of other stuff going on. But I think there's a reason why her powers are back now. Because something is coming. There's a 3-part episode coming up, 8, 9, and 10, that are going to be fucking brutal. So we need her to have her powers back. I'm guessing we'll need her for sure. I don't know what episode 7 is going to be. Maybe they return Professor X and maybe setting up what's going to be 8, 9, and 10, which is a 3-parter. But anyways, okay. So Storm has her 70s classic outfit now. And hair. I don't know. Because we had heard, and this was being said by a couple of different people online. Don't know how accurate this was. Now I'm starting to see it sounds pretty damn accurate now. The X-Men are going to have different looks by the end of the show. In terms of this season, they're going to have different looks. They're not going to look like themselves that they have been in the 90s and into 97 at the beginning. They're going to look different. Now, that could mean we're going to have different a lineup, which it looks like it's going to have a different lineup because Gambit is gone, Magneto is gone. We're going to have a different lineup at the end of the season, but we're going to be seeing a different look on whoever is remaining and whoever is a part of it. I'm guessing Nightcrawler is going to be in the X-Men by the end of the season. That's my theory. We'll see what happens about that. Other than that, I don't know for sure who could join. Maybe Forge can join. I'm not sure. Maybe Bishop is able to come back somehow. I'm not sure. But maybe we're going to be seeing kind of a new lineup with like some new people involved with the original run. We're going to have returning characters, new, and they're all going to look different. That's my theory. Don't know what they're going to do, though, but it's exciting. And the thing is, too, like, I don't know what to expect next. Like, it's telling us we're going to be getting Professor X going back to Earth. How long is that going to take, right? Storm is now, back as Storm, but is she going to run back immediately to the X-Men? My guess is yes, but I don't know what they're going to do. They might pivot and do something else. We don't know what's happening here because we don't know, how much time has passed from the Genosha attack versus when Storm found out, right? And she got her powers back. We don't know that. We don't know what exactly is going on because Professor X's story that we're seeing, who knows when exactly that's occurring? Is it happening in real time as the Storm arc, as we're cutting back and forth? I don't think it is, but we don't know. We have no idea. So there's a lot of things up in the air, but I'm loving the show. It's doing a fantastic job. I cannot wait to see what happens next. Man, this show is kicking ass. And yeah, I'm so glad the show is back, and I'm so glad that we're getting some really damn good storytelling. I can't wait to see what happens next. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm curious to know your thoughts about the episode, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will talk to you guys soon. Can't wait for next week. Peace out.